Barnaby and the Mystery Follower. Once upon a time, in a cheerful town where the sun rose like a giant yellow ball every morning and left dewdrops like diamonds on the grass, there lived a puppy named Barnaby. Barnaby was the happiest golden retriever puppy in the world. He had honey-colored fur, ears that went flap flap in the wind, and a tail that wagged from side to side without stopping, thump thump thump. For Barnaby, every new day was a new adventure. That morning, the sun was shining brightly. Barnaby zoomed out of the garden gate. He lifted his nose to the air and went sniff sniff. Hum! The smell of fresh grass and vanilla biscuits from the bakery next door. Barnaby barked happily, woof, woof, and started running towards his favorite place, the big green park. His paws tapped on the ground, pitter-patter, pitter-patter. When he reached the middle of the park, he stopped suddenly. He noticed something. Something very strange. He looked to his left. Nobody was there. He looked to his right. Nobody was there. But whenever he looked down at the ground, right at the tips of his paws, there was another dog stuck to him. This dog didn't look like Barnaby at all. It was completely black, very flat, and made no sound. It had no eyes, no nose, and no mouth. It was just a dark shape. Barnaby tilted his head to the right. The black dog on the ground tilted its head to the right too. Barnaby lifted his left ear up. The black dog did exactly the same thing. Barnaby thought, this is a very cheeky copycat dog. He must want to play with me. Barnaby decided to catch this new playmate. First, he gave a little playful growl, growling. The black dog made no sound, but it looked ready to pounce too. And so, the great chase began. Barnaby shot forward like a rocket. Zoom! The wind was blowing his ears back. He ran so fast that his paws almost got tangled. But no matter how fast he ran, that black dog was running right next to him, sometimes even right in front of him. Barnaby slammed on the brakes. Skid! He stopped. The black dog stopped instantly too. Skid! It was right under Barnaby's nose. Barnaby was panting, huff, huff, huff. You are very fast, Barnaby said to himself. But I am cleverer than you. Barnaby came up with a different plan. He would catch the black dog by surprise. He pressed his tummy flat against the grass. He started to crawl silently like a lion. Shush! Shush! Slowly. Very slowly. He peeked at the ground out of the corner of his eye. Oh no! The black dog was doing the same thing. It had its tummy flat on the ground, crawling silently too. Barnaby couldn't wait any longer. He suddenly jumped up and went, snap, at the ground. But he only caught a mouthful of green grass. When Barnaby jumped, the black dog jumped with him, and when he landed, it hid right under him again. This was getting very tricky. Just then, Squeaky Pete the squirrel, who was sitting on a branch of the oldest oak tree in the park, was watching Barnaby while nibbling on an acorn. Hello Barnaby, called Pete, his voice sounding squeaky. Who are you dancing with? Barnaby started running in circles around the tree. I'm trying to catch this black dog, Pete. But he is very slippery. Barnaby spun round and round the tree. Whiz, whiz, whiz. When Barnaby turned right, the black dog turned right. When he turned left, it turned left. They spun around so much that Barnaby got dizzy and sat down with a big plop. Squeaky Pete giggled. I don't think he wants to be caught, mate. Barnaby was not going to give up. He had one last idea. He ran towards the little pond at the edge of the park. If I jump in the water, maybe the black dog will be scared of getting wet and won't follow me, he thought. With big bravery, Barnaby jumped into the water. Splash! Water sprayed everywhere. Barnaby's beautiful honey fur was soaking wet. He looked around excitedly. There was no sign of the black dog in the water. Hooray! Barked Barnaby. I tricked him. He climbed out of the water proudly. As soon as he stepped onto the grass, he started to shake himself dry. Shake, shake, shake. Water droplets flew everywhere. Then he looked down. And, oh dear, the black dog was back. It looked wet too, and it was right back at Barnaby's paws. Barnaby was very tired now. His tongue was hanging out, and his chest was going up and down. Pant! 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 He flopped down on the grass. The black dog lay down right next to him. Barnaby whispered sadly, What are you? Why won't you leave me alone? I just wanted to play with you. Just then, Madame Luna, the wisest and oldest cat in town, opened her eyes. She was sunbathing on the park fence. Madame Luna's fur was black like the night, and her eyes shone like the moon. She knew everything. Ah, little Barnaby, said Madame Luna, her voice soft like velvet. I see you have met my old friend, Shadow. Barnaby pricked up his ears. Shadow? Is his name Shadow? Madame Luna hopped gracefully off the fence and walked over to Barnaby. It is your shadow, darling. It isn't another dog. It is the way the sun paints a picture of you on the ground. Barnaby looked at the dark shape on the ground in surprise. A picture of me? But why does it chase me? Luna chuckled. It isn't chasing you, Barnaby. It is you. Wherever you go, it must come too. When you stand between the sun and the ground, the light cannot pass through you, and it makes this dark shape behind you. Barnaby thought for a moment. Then he slowly lifted his right front paw. The shadow on the ground lifted its right front paw too. Barnaby gave his tail one little wag. Thump! The shadow wagged its tail too. Wow, said Barnaby. His eyes sparkled. So, I can't catch him. Because he is already part of me. Madame Luna gently patted Barnaby's wet nose with her paw. Exactly, little friend. Trying to catch him is like trying to bite your own nose. It is impossible, and it will only make you tired. Barnaby stood up. He wasn't scared of the dark shape anymore. He wasn't cross with it either. In fact, he started to like it. Hello, Shadow, barked Barnaby cheerfully. Since I can't catch you, we can play together instead. Barnaby started to run again. But this time, he wasn't running to catch it, he was racing with it. He hopped, he skipped, he spun around. His shadow hopped, skipped, and spun with him. Barnaby knew now, no matter how fast he ran, his quiet, dark friend would always be with him. Especially on sunny days. And that day, Barnaby learned something very important. Sometimes the best friends aren't the ones we try to catch, but the ones who are already right beside us. As Barnaby ran towards the park with his shadow and his never-ending energy until the sun went down, Squeaky Pete waved from the tree, and Madame Luna smiled wisely and went back to sleep. The end.